Nice and clean. Whoa.
10,000 years will give you such a crick in the neck.
Wow, a genie out of the Genie shock. No one saw that coming.
3 wishes to be exact. An ixnay on the wishing for more wishes.
Well, 3 wishes. I wonder what Specialized would wish for.
Genie shock technology grants every trail rider's 3 wishes. Coil spring bump performance, air spring bottom out prevention, and a tunable platform for a playful feel.
Yeah, I guess those are good wishes. I mean, could wish for equality for all, world peace, and fair distribution of wealth for everyone, but I don't know, it's a tough one. No, I'll go with Specialized. They know what they're doing.
You're getting your wishes, so...
So the question in this video, riders, have Specialized delivered on those 3 wishes with the Genie shock? But I want to ask a different question at the start. Is this shock a bit niche? And if so, who is this video for? The reason I'm asking that question, if you try and sort of buy this shock separately at the time of this video, Fox or Specialized, they don't sell it separately. So if you want one of these shocks, you've got to buy one of the newer models, Stumpies, Levo 4s or Canevos, etc. I mean, not to say you can buy them separately. If you shop around, it does seem to be maybe a very few retailers, or there's Facebook Marketplace, eBay, etc. So the question in this video is, should you actually go out your way a bit to find a shock like this? Or maybe if you're looking at the new Specialized bikes, you know, is the fact it's got its own Genie shock, is that putting you off? Or are you intrigued by that? Or do you think that's a good thing? That's what this video is about. I've had it for 6 months and I want to go through the good, the bad, and the bouncy. Let's go.
Days.
Just before we get stuck into the video, I want to show a short clip from Specialized, their promo video, very quickly explaining what makes this air shock fairly unique compared to others.
By employing 2 positive air chambers, Genie shock's air volume is massive. The Genie air ports connect the inner and outer chambers for a flatter spring curve in the first 70% of the stroke, eating up bump forces that make up the majority of events experienced during a trail ride. During the last 30%, the Genie band covers the Genie air ports, closing off the outer chamber, resulting in a significantly more progressive spring rate, preventing bottom outs and providing a platform for stability.
What I'd like to highlight from that video is obviously you've got your middle tokens. That's nothing unusual in that sense. That's common to, I think, probably all shocks or most I've had. But it's the end stroke tokens, the spaces here, that can tailor the ramp up at the end stroke. Although, is that fairly unique? Because anyone with one of the new RockShox, Vivids or coils, they've got their hydraulic bottom out. And unlike the Genie, where you've got to take the shock apart, that's just a few clicks of an Allen key. Perhaps this is more meaningful adjustment or more noticeable, but you've got to give it to RockShox. They're just turning an Allen key, which you can do anywhere, anytime, on the fly. So if you're a rider who likes to change your shock for different riding or bike parks or off-piste or whatever, this you've actually got to take it apart. And I think this is where some of the simplicity of the Genie maybe falls apart depending on your sort of experience as the rider taking shocks apart. Not everyone wants to do that or is happy doing that, but everyone will turn an Allen key a few clicks, particularly if it makes meaningful adjustment. So that's the first thing to highlight is I don't think it's necessarily that unique maybe in that sense. Maybe a different way of doing it, and yeah, the different spaces. You've actually only got 3, or removing them and not running them in that sense.
In the wrong gear. No.
I think that leads into the negatives of this shock, in the sense that if you've got this shock and you're not finding you're getting on with it, and you haven't played about with the tokens, both middle and end, I would encourage you to do so. That's what it took for me to get this shock riding, for my riding style, how I liked it. And you've got to obviously take the shock apart to do that. And that's the negatives, I think, because you've only got two-way adjustment for the slow speed rebound and compression. You don't have the high speed rebound and compression. So even for a factory shock, you've only got two-way, not four-way adjustment. And also think, looking at some of the other Fox shocks, like the new X2's Float X, I would suggest, I haven't tried them, so this isn't from experience, but they look like they probably have more dampening. The new X2 looks like it's got more dampening than a Victorian basement flat. So I'd suggest this is maybe not quite as well damped as those shocks in that sense. But yeah, I mean, that's what I've got.
Always going. Whoa, yeah, boy.
Perhaps a good way to end this video is so I was thinking to myself, if I was in the market for a rear shock, I wanted to buy a new one, and now I've had this for 6 months, would I buy one? Honest answer, no. I'd probably buy one of the new X2s, particularly if there isn't a big difference in cost. Having said that though, now I've got this, would I replace this with a coil or an X2? No, I wouldn't. So I don't know how helpful that is, and that's where I'm not sure whether this shock is a bit niche in that sense. I'm not quite sure where it fits in, but I will tell you I'm really enjoying it, and now I've kind of got the tokens right and set up for my riding style. This is a really good shock, no doubt about it. It's just, I don't know, yeah. Anyway, this is my review of my Genie 6 months on, and anyone looking at, well, the shock or the bikes from Specialized, hope this helps. Any comments? Welcome, yeah, like to hear from you. Thanks for watching Ride Your Bike, yo.